Hi, today I want to talk to you about what's in your box. And what I mean by that is if you had a box and inside that box you placed in it the things that were of value to you, the things that were your influences, the things that influenced your life, what would you put in it? And then the second question I would ask you is if today, no matter what's in that box, if you could change it, what would you put in it? Because maybe you've made decisions based on these certain values or these certain influences in your life, and you look back and you're like, you're not sure that's the way you want your life to turn out. So what would you put in it, and from this day forward? And I want to give you some examples of what could be in a box and what some people might put in there. Maybe it's searching for the perfect mate. Having that husband or wife that you've been looking for. Maybe it's achieving a certain job or a degree, or maybe it's climbing the corporate ladder or having riches. Maybe, being a millionaire by the time you're 35. What is it that influences your life? For me, I know that it's God and family. That's more that I don't even have to think about that. But there are other things in my life too that I know that are good and bad that I would probably like to change a little bit. But what's inside your box, it influences how you spend your time, how you spend your money, the way that you treat others, the way that you make decisions on what to do, what not to do. It influences everything in our life. If we have a decision to have us, maybe if you are trying to have a certain amount of money in the bank by the time you're a certain age, then you're going to make decisions not to do something, or maybe you won't give something to someone else because you have to put that inside of that. That's your value. That is what is driving you. Now, I want to talk to you about what the Apostle Paul would probably have in his box. And this is because I'm relating this to an experience we had in our class that really impacted me when we were studying Paul. He's in Philippians 1, and maybe you can go back and read this. Philippians 1, specifically verses 12 through 18. The Apostle Paul, he's writing from jail, and he's talking about how he's in prison, and most people in their life would be like, so distraught and just feel like giving up and just say, I really wanted to spread the gospel and here I am in jail for doing just that, and I just give up. But the Apostle Paul, what did he do? He did this, I've shared this before, but he just amazes me that in that instance, he's literally chained to a guard 24 hours a day. Here comes Charlie to be chained to Apostle Paul, till 8 o'clock. And then somebody else comes in. Here comes John, and he's going to be a chain to him. And here comes Theophilus. And all these different people, guards, are tied to him. And what does he say? He looks at it and he realizes that he can minister to who he's tied to. Maybe his audience is only one, but he's like, I can still share the gospel with this guy. And he took it as an opportunity. And while he's sitting in there, he's hearing about things, about these other people that are going out and trying to imitate him, because some of them are jealous of the mighty ministry that he had. And so they're going out and they're ministering and almost competing against Paul. And Paul knows it. But Paul, instead of saying, look at them, they get to do what I should be doing, he doesn't have that attitude. What he has as an attitude is that he wants the gospel to be spread. Whether it's him or somebody else, it's being spread. People are being told about Jesus. They're getting excited about who Jesus is, and their lives are being changed. And whether he can influence 3,000 people in a day, like we read about in Acts 2, or whether he has one person there with him, he's going to minister. He's going to share the gospel. He's going to share the goodness about Jesus. And he has such a passion for the Lord that he doesn't care where he's at or what he's going to do. His love for God, his passion for what he's called to do never diminishes. And so I think, gosh, how I want to have that attitude. I want to be able to say, I'm not doing what I want to do, but I'm going to do what I can do. And that's the biggest picture that I get from the Apostle Paul. And so when I say what's in his box is to glorify Christ, to advance his cause, his, Jesus' cause, to glorify Christ and to advance his cause, whether through my life, through suffering, or through death. So I leave that with you today, and I say bless you.